Hi, I'm Karceno.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Karceno and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's up? It's your boy Karceno here, and let's speak on it real fast. We've seen countless situations in which 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson has come up and spoke about Diddy and his situation with Sean Puffy Combs. And he's often spoke about why these two, they've always bumped heads recently. And he also spoke on the reason why people such as Jay Z and others are not speaking up and can't speak like he's been freely speaking, because he don't have those same type of structures as the rest of them, and he's just built different. Now, we're going to go back to the impetus of what started all of this stuff with Diddy and 50. Before it was the Mace contract. Then he became to understand that was just, that was just business, and he understood the business side of it. And once he did that, then, that was no longer a problem. But what became a problem after the fact made it more complicated for what other people would understand or to believe to understand. So let's go back. Now, 50 and Diddy, right? You would think they was besties after the fact. They were real cool for a minute. He got on the Biggie remix and all of this stuff. And at this time, Diddy wanted to manage 50 Cent. Like, this is way before he had an opportunity, but he didn't want to touch it because of Irv and Ja. His relationship with Irv Gotti at that time put him in a position where he couldn't get involved with 50 Cent. So after all this stuff, went down with where 50 was then, this is about like 2008 or 2009. Diddy was like, let me manage you. Like, you need a manager right now, somebody that can help you out right now in this situation. Fifth wasn't trying to hear that. Fifth was like, I can manage myself right now. Like, what do I need you to do for me that I can't get for myself? I'm 50 Cent. And Diddy was like, yeah, there's certain doors, they just ain't gonna deal with 50 Cent. They just, no matter what, they just don't want 50 Cent. You don't have that. You have too much of an aggressive tone about you. I can walk you through those doors. And he was like, what door you can walk through that I can't? And Diddy told him, let's just say there's some other doors you ain't even seen that you could walk in. I could walk you through those doors. And 50 didn't understand it. He thought, Puff just talking his what. And then shortly after that, Fifth was in it with Rick Ross at the time and keeping his foot on Rick Ross' neck. Jay Z called him and said, yo, I need a favor. 50 Cent is destroying this guy, man, and it's going to waste. I don't think I could, I'm not going to invest too much money into this because I don't think we're going to recoup. And Diddy was like, nah, this guy can write. I'm going to put him on a couple of songs. I'm going to have him write some songs for me on my album. I'm going to come in on 25% of that. Let me manage him. and I'll take the 25%. We'll co-manage. He was like, all right, you go ahead. I can't sell this guy no more. I told him he got to change up his image. All he keeps saying is boss. He doesn't get it. So Diddy was, nah, I got it. I know what I'm doing. I got it from here, Playboy. Yeah, he gonna be bad boy. Yeah, take that. So right when they start, what people didn't see or didn't understand is that right after that, Diddy signed to get Nicki Minaj. I think it was Nicki Minaj and Rick Ross. But he was co-producing Nicki. It was a lot of controversy behind that too. So I think it was 2010. Don't hold me to it. But I want to say 2010. Because I know he was signed to Ciroc Entertainment. And then Jay Z came along, and that was, Nicki Minaj and Rick Ross both went over and did their thing. And once that happened, that opened up Pandora's box, because Debbie was already pissed, but Puff didn't have Nicki all by himself. Lady Gaga's manager was co-producing that guy Troy Carter. That's his name, Troy Carter. He was the manager also for Nicki Minaj. So him and Diddy came in on a 50-50 deal to manage Nicki after the Debbie situation. And this is back in 2010. So Troy Carter was like, I'm busy with Lady Gaga and going on what's happening. And Lady Gaga don't want me, having anything to do with Nicki Minaj. So she was like, well, if you take on Nicki, I'm leaving. So that's when he said, man, I can't lose Lady Gaga. So Diddy said, well, I got it. And then James Cruz, who's a partner with Troy Carter, he went and got James Cruz, and they said, we're going to co-manage Nicki together. And so he had Diddy had Nicki Minaj, and Rick Ross. Then he came in and started helping out with Meek Mill. Then the rest was history. He tried to make his Biggie, Tupac, Lil' Kim dream come true. I'm going to just remake him. And this led to a phone call from 50 Cent. And 50 Cent called Puff, because I told you they were all cool at this time. Like, Puff was like, yo, man, come hang out with me, and all this. Like, he was cool with Fifth, the whole nine, which made Irv, very hesitant to deal with Puff, because they had gotten so close. He wasn't cool with that. He didn't like it one bit. So 50 called Puff and was like, niggas, you crazy? He was like, what you talking about? He was like, you heard me, fool. Niggas, you crazy? Are you stupid or something? You know I'm getting rid of Rick Ross. What the hell would you make you get that? That's a bad investment. That dude's gonna be out the business in another 6-7 months. What are you doing? He was, no, man, you gotta let all that go. Man, that stuff old, man. We gotta move on. We gotta move forward. No, man, we gonna build something else, man. No, man, Rick don't even want no beef with you, man. He through. Man, he's finished. He's up out the business. So right away, they started this whole junction of we gotta go after Fifth. That's what Ross and what's his name? Puff said. Don't make no diss records on him. We ain't into that. Just focus and do your thing. So right away, he said, man, I ain't gonna have Ross be dissing you and none of that. You know, Fifth wasn't hearing it. And he was like, if you stand next to him, I'm gonna have to take you out too. So he was mad that he backed Ross when he knew he was destroying him. So he's saying, if you want to waste your money, because I'm gonna take this guy down. So Puff offered him. He's like, man, look, we can make money. We can make money together. Fifth one, it wasn't about money. It was about the principle. You done pissed him off. Now the money don't matter no more. It never did. It wasn't about the money with Rick Ross. It was about you trying to violate me. And you think that it's okay to do. And if I let you slide, somebody else gonna be like, oh, okay, well, Fifth's off now. And anybody can just come up and diss Fifth. He had to make sure that there was consequences to pay for doing that. And he was trying to explain that to Puff, but Puff wasn't trying to hear it. And Fifth said, I don't like to explain myself more than once. You already know what it is. So Diddy was just like, man, grow the fuck up. That's what he told him. And from that point, the conversation was over. And 50 went into full aggression mode on Rick Ross. And as long as Diddy was going to be supporting him, he was going to have problems. Now, unaware of what would happen in the past, Diddy was unaware that Mayweather was even in a beef with Rick Ross as well and got pulled into it. So Diddy is cool with Floyd, brought Rick Ross around Floyd, and it almost led to a big incident. And we was all there for that. And the same dudes that was going to whoop Puff that we had there from the Shy that my buddy was just telling you about was the same night Rick Ross was going to get it that night in that party when he came in there with his guys. He was grossly outnumbered and was with the most wildest dudes from the Shy. And he wanted no smoke. Diddy brought him into a bad situation. But Diddy found out what went on and was like, oh, man, for real? Like, that happened? Like, man, look, he's sorry. I just talked to him. He's sorry. He gonna come over and apologize. He's sorry. Rick Ross didn't like, man, no, let me explain what happened. Man, I was just saying that Mayweather money looked funny in the light. I was just cracking a joke. Man, he's like, y'all brought my kids to y'all house and everything, man. Y'all just went too far. So after Fifth was going as hard as he was on Ross, and Diddy was saving him when he had Ross almost out the game, Rick Ross' ego was crushed when it came out. He was a Carroll City correctional officer. And once that information came out, put him in the crosshairs. But it did not stop Diddy and 50 from feuding. And every time Diddy would do anything, 50 would target Diddy because Diddy was financially supporting him. So his whole aggression was going at the Diddy. Then Diddy had an award show. When the awards is over, they had the little after party hour, and Diddy came out and said, I got more money than you. Talking about, dude, you just a hater. Diddy was just going off because, Fifth was roasting him so bad. Only so much Diddy could take. Diddy was like, you a hater and your breath stink. They couldn't believe he was saying that. And he's like, and I got more money than you. So Diddy made a lot of people a lot of money in the game. For them to say, oh, Diddy robbed us, Diddy robbed us, Diddy robbed us, Diddy made all these people rich and tried to show them how to stay rich and how to get rich. But these people just some people expect them to be like, they want to be spoon fed. They don't want to learn how to do it on themselves, do it on their own or whatever. It's like this game is going on in front of you, but you cool and content with somebody just handing you a check. You don't want to know how to go get it yourself. You rather get handed a check. And you got people like that. They just wishing, money fall from the sky their whole life. And they get caught in those situations. And they end up stuck. Just like these guys.
P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
But was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go into the 90s, and Keefe D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, you get the craziest accusations.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way according to them, and look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything that I'm doing.
The crazy thing about this is Diddy's lawyer said that Diddy will be testifying in court to defend himself.
Yeah, that is weird. But here's another thing that you didn't see and didn't understand or didn't get. And what he said is 50 Cent is the only person who didn't have to compromise. You see, Jay Z and the rest of these guys got to compromise. Diddy and them had to compromise to get their wealth and success. 50 Cent can still wear baseball hats, bulletproof vests, walk into place, even though he could wear suits and stuff too. He didn't have to conform. He's still 50 Cent. His image didn't have to change. Jay Z had to change his image. Sean Carter wasn't as popular as Jay Z. No matter how hard he tried, Jay Z is the name he couldn't escape from. So he had to embrace and accept it, but he had to change up. Now he's trying to look like a painter Basquiat or whatever, with the hair piece going left and right. So he trying to look like a gay painter, changed his whole identity because he can't do what 50 Cent is doing. And it's bothering him that he can't have that freedom. Like 50 is rich and put himself in a position to have $1 billion evaluation. When he gets through with Shreveport, you're looking at probably $1 billion evaluation, as it's basically going to be a feeder system for itself. He's having a school for acting so he could take those people and put them in films. And that way you have low budgets, but you also have work, which generates a lot of money for the town. Tourist sites, cost is going to go up due to the success of what's happening out there, and probably the success of the television shows, movies. You're going to have multiple things happening on that lot from a productional standpoint. And as far as generating revenue for the whole community and towns, there's going to free up a lot of jobs and opportunities. So 50 came through with an ecosystem for Shreveport. Now, going forward, a lot of people here don't seem to get the gist of what's really happening with the culture change. It's a huge culture shift that's happening over there. And it's going to open up a lot of doors. Now, Diddy defending himself is really stupid. But I guess the case is so magnified, he has have to get on the stand. And Diddy would have to be groomed to take the stand. It's not like you're giving a speech. You're going to be cross-examined. And this is going to be based off the information they have in place. So we're going to see what time it is. And we'll see who's brave enough. And see who's strong enough when it's all said and done. When the rubber meets the road.
Like this, Daddy.
Where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
it's right
scrambling
here,
and scraping for shit.
No. That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey, man.
Like, I don't know what I was talking about.
Hey. Nah. I mean,
You don't go back and look at that stuff and laugh?
I mean, it could be funny. I don't really be on it like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
you
sure
know,
we can put Charlamagne's compilation against Diddy's
Oh, we
compilation.
have a bunch. We put have
yeah. I mean, I also don't do it because I know I'm bad at the game. Right. I know I say like reckless stuff out my mouth that's just not maybe adding up to with somebody who's homophobic, but I'm not homophobic and I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm bad at the game, and it's probably hilarious. I would love to see it. I would love to see the video compilation.
It's hilarious.
50 came up here and he was giving you flack for the asking Fab to party. So he'll ask you to play the clip, man.
Yeah, play the clip. Go ahead.
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
I asked 50 about that. And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and 50?
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not?
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all really
can't
have
see
a
it?
beef?
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see
Y'all
it.
can't see that he loves me.
But see,
You really, hold on, you really think that's hate? When you really break it down, you've been out here a long time. You know he loves me.
I don't think he like it.
You know he loves me.
I don't think he like it.
Okay.
But why not? Y'all both passionate. Y'all both.
I don't know. Yo, check this out. I don't know.
Like,
I
y'all
don't.
both the same.
No, we are not.
Okay.
We are not the same.
But I mean,
we are
as
not
far as
cut
the way
from the
you
same
guys work
cloth.
and work hard.
Yeah, and I mean, I respect that. I don't never hit him with no nothing. I don't even think of no other man. Besides, if I'm thinking about another man, I'm thinking about uplifting. I'm not thinking about all that. All them gnats, they can't really touch me. Y'all, at the end of the day, y'all see and y'all know what it is. The track record. Y'all know the business acumen. Y'all know the community service. Y'all know what I'm about. And when he does that, it's like funny to me. I don't really take it personal. I know he has a different sense of humor, and he's just not in my life. We don't have to never cross paths, and I will never say nothing negative about him, because that's just not me.
It feels like something must have happened though, like that we just don't know about behind the
He
scenes.
loves me.
That maybe a situation, a deal went bad.
Nah,
I don't know what it is.
Sometimes people that feel like they don't like you and they act like that, they really love you.
Get off my channel, boy. This is what I gotta deal with, right? And this is my fuck you doing. Fuck is a sucker, man. Wait a minute. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you're gonna make me. Okay, I'm telling you right now. When I want to work with Diddy, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna physically. I'm gonna go to Central Booking. Yeah. I'm used to it. I know what it is. But get your hand on my pocket. Get off my channel, boy.
I actually washed the car because I'm supporting my brother. I'm not just buying slippery soap. I'm actually using it myself. So, just stay tuned to see Diddy and Rose wash.
Did anyone get the slippery soap?
I actually washed the car because I'm supporting my brother. I'm not just buying slippery soap. I'm actually using it myself. So, just stay tuned to see Diddy and Rose wash.
Did anyone get the slippery soap?
Big homie, right? And so you image yourself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter. I look and I go, that's your big homie, right? And so you image yourself after a gay painter.
See, 50 Cent and Diddy had a deal with MTV to both do their reality shows. Both of them had the same pitch, same story. They both looking for an assistant, and they all did like one season. The shows didn't work. They were corny. They had episodes where 50 wasn't on there and Diddy wasn't on the show. They made their appearances in the show. It was terrible acting. Bunch of no names on there. And it just didn't work, in other words. So the show didn't work. And that's just how it was. Now, what people don't realize is that things keep getting deeper. They keep falling deeper into a rabbit hole where you don't have anybody communicating with you whatsoever. You had 4 to 5 different people trying to make observations about, what should happen, what shouldn't happen, who did what, whose fault it is. Everybody's pointing fingers. No results is happening. So let that sink in. Well, the Mace deal didn't work because Mace owed Puff about $2.5 million, and Fifth is like, "Look, I'm not gonna pay no $2.5 million for Mace." At this point, Mace wasn't worth $2.5 million. That's how he was trying to say it. But with Fifth, he could be, he could be worth more than that. But Diddy is not slow. Diddy not finna do the deal. Diddy owns the publishing. So he wasn't gonna let the deal go down until, you know, he made square with the deal. So Puff was like, look, man, you already stuck me once. You know, I'm not gonna let you stick me again. So that's how that went. All right, I'm out. Don't forget to go to the Patreon. Y'all definitely gonna have a great day enjoying all those videos over there we put up last night. So shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life, Armando Black TV. Welcome to HDII TV. Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Damn DPOV. Show Face News, the mayor. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the page. Cash App is Karceno, and I'm out the door.